All right, there we go. I got my mic on. Sorry, guys. I was doing some stuff here, so I had to stop that for a second. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just doing some stuff here in the background as we get ready for this quote unquote hate watch. Yeah, actually, I wanna switch up the name for this. Steelers are just moving the ball right now. I don't expect the Bengals to stop a nosebleed. Steelers gonna go to 5-1. Oh God, Steelers gonna be 5-1, and we're gonna be 1-5. I gotta really deal with this reality, man. All right, let me. That's a strike. Oh, that's a foul. Fought that off. And A-Rod play fake, and he's going to the end zone. Incomplete. That should have been a touchdown. Whoa! Trying in. Careful, man. Almost hit him with the ball. And he's just fouling it off right now. Third and 6 here. I'm going to get into this soon. As A-Rod takes the snap, he's got time. He's going to roll. He's going to roll. He's going to roll. He's buying time. He's rolling to his right. Rolling, 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 rolling. Fires. Caught. Touchdown. Opening drive touchdown here for the Steelers. Of course, Bengals are going to get smoked today. Aaron Rodgers going to throw for like 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Come on, Trying. You got to get him out here. Got him to swing. That's it. All right. What's going on, Josh? My day's fine. It's pretty chill. Same old, same old. Kind of more so focused right now as I'm getting ready, getting started for this. I'm trying to get myself into this aspect of this Thursday night football hate watch. I'm kind of focused right now at the ending this because I've been watching this game since it started. It's game 3 of the NLCS between the Dodgers and the Brewers. Dodgers trying to go up 3-0. What's going on, Niter? So I'm hoping my team can get it done, go up 3-0, and be one step closer. We're up 3-1 in this game, and we just finished the top of the 7th. So we got 2 more innings to hold off the Brewers. If we can do this, we're going to go up 3-0 with a chance to sweep these guys tomorrow. Do we play tomorrow? Because we had the day off. Yeah. Let me see. We may have a chance if we can close this out. 2 innings left. Still plenty of time. It's never over until it's over. We already know that. Blue Jays and Mariners about to play today. Play afterwards. They're about to get started soon. Oh wow. They're trying to expedite this as quickly as possible. I didn't realize that. Are you serious right now? So yeah, if yeah, Dodgers will play tomorrow. And then yeah, Dodgers Brewers play tomorrow. And then Blue Jays Mariners. So Blue Jay Mariners, they played game 3 yesterday. They're playing game 4 today. They'll play game 5 tomorrow. That's interesting. I think that's the same for the Dodgers because they're playing game 3 now. They'll play game 4 tomorrow. And then no, they don't. They don't. No. Dodgers won't play game 5 till Saturday. I'm surprised they're expediting that Seattle. Maybe because Toronto had the rest. I don't know. Yeah, I saw the Kingdom chapter did drop today. I actually have not read the Kingdom chapter. I was at work today, so I've not read the chapter today. I will be reading the chapter a little bit later tonight. I know we're getting ready for the battle, so honestly, the battle's already. It's probably, if not last chapter, it's officially started. This chapter for sure. The battle is officially started, so I'm sure it's the same aspect of hyping the unit up, hyping the soldiers up to get ready for battle. I'm pretty sure it was all around that aspect. But yeah, I'll be reading the chapter probably some point later tonight. But welcome everybody. My apologies for not being set. It's crazy how we're the only team in the AFC North that doesn't have more than one win so far. No, the Browns are still 1-5. Pretty sure the Browns are still 1-5. I'm pretty sure he did. Don't speak more of it. I'm pretty sure he did, which means that's definitely a death flag. Because there's no reason BH should get any sort of shine if he's stepping up. If he's stepping up and speaking, because I'm pretty sure this is a hype chapter. If he's hyping up the unit, then I know that's just, at this point, his death flag is crimson. That man got a wife to come home to. I'm not liking any aspect that's being specified here. I'm very scared for BA. But here comes the man of the hour, Joe Flacco. So yeah, Cleveland is 1-5 as well. I'm pretty sure. Like Baltimore and Cleveland are 1-5. Cincinnati's 2-4. And Pittsburgh's 4-1 because they had their bye week in week 5. Hey, look at Joe. Hey, Joe. You and Lamar are suffering this year. Well, you've been suffering the last 3 years. Lamar's just been suffering this year in terms of the team's record, but Lamar's had his own set of aspects to deal with. Anyway, 1st and 10. You give it to Chase Brown, and he picks up about 2 yards, and this Steelers defense is just going to smoke him. This Steelers defense is going to smoke him. Bottom of the 7th here, 1 out. You have Pahez up? Yeah, we got Andy Pahez up. So, Pahez will be up, and then Otani, because Pahez is at the bottom here. And then we'll go right back up to the top with Otani being the last person who's going to come up to bat here. 2nd down here for the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, Cincinnati's still technically in it, just like a lot of teams in the AFC. They're fighting, and Flacco stands there and just gets smoked. I mean, this is not going to be a long game. If this turns into a blowout, I can just dip out. But this is going to be a very quick game. Joe Burrow couldn't get protected behind that line, so old statue Joe Flacco is certainly not getting protected behind that offensive line. I don't know what the Bengals expect. Statue old man Joe Flacco with this weak offensive line. What is he supposed to do? Yeah, this is going to be the second Joe they're going to get smoked. Foul right there. Flacco takes a snap. He finds a wide open T. Higgins to pick up the 1st down. Well, if you're going to leave receivers wide open in the secondary, Flacco's going to take that, thank you very much, to just erase the sack. Who are we rooting for here? Honestly, it's a hate watch. I hate both teams, and I hope both teams... I honestly hope it ends in a tie. I'm rooting for a tie. That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for a tie. That's what I would personally be rooting for, a tie. But if I had to choose someone to win... Obviously, I'd prefer Cincinnati to win because Pittsburgh being 5-1 and us being 1-5 would absolutely disgust me. Flacco hands the ball off here, and there's some nice space for Chase. And he only picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Bengals on their opening drive. Pahez got a 3-2 pitch here. He's going to get you the chase. But this is Uribe. He may actually put that right in the strike zone. No. What? Oh, no. Where? Let me see this. Nah, you can't call that. Nah, you can't call that. No way. He didn't go either. The umpire has been calling these very close. The umpire has been very close with calling this. I get it. The umpire today has been calling everything in the edges for these pitches. But that's ball 4. That is ball 4. Pahez should be walking to first. But he's been calling everything on the edges today. This umpire has been calling everything, any pitches at the top edge or the bottom edge, he's calling that a strike. I don't know about that one. But you know what? He's been consistent. I can deal with that. When the umpire's going to be consistent with the calls, I'm fine. 3rd down and 6 as Flacco stands there and just tosses it to Jamar Chase, who had no chance to do anything with that. 4th down here, just punt the football. Or is Zach Taylor going to say, you know what, with 2 and 4, it don't matter, we're going to go for it. They're going to punt the football. Nothing you can do there, and I'm not taking a chance on 4th down with Joe Flacco. So old man Flacco does nothing with the ball. Old man Rodgers scored a touchdown. This is going to be a Steelers victory. Let's not waste our time. Let's not sit back and pretend. The Steelers are going to win this game, okay? The Steelers are a competent football team. The Bengals' defense sucks. Their offensive line is terrible. You've got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but when an offensive line that's so poor, Flacco's not going to get any time. He's not going to get any time to do it. Steelers are going to go to 5-1. It's the same story in the AFC. I'm not going to lie. Well, we already know how things are going to go. It's basically generic. The Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl. Cincinnati, they're the same team they've been. Dealing with injuries, constantly hurt. Surprise. Pittsburgh, a competent football team that's probably going to fall short in the wild card round for the 15 millionth time in a row. Most likely. Buffalo, they're just going to fall to the Chiefs again in the playoffs, most likely. Baltimore this year has been disappointing, but if they somehow make the playoffs, they'll fold in the postseason as well. No one else in the AFC really makes you think, oh, they're going to be able to beat the Chiefs. It's just going to be Kansas City in the Super Bowl again. So let's sit back, enjoy the ride, enjoy some football till the season ends, and let's get ready for another postseason run for the Kansas City Chiefs because we know how this is going to go. I'm not going to lie. These pitchers have been doing a great job in making Ohtani chase. Been doing a great job in making him chase. I'm not gonna lie, these pitching matchups have not been favorable to Ohtani because again, he's dealing with a lot of pitching. Yeah, just a lot of the pitchers he's seeing. He's dealing with a lot of lefties here. He's been seeing with the Phillies, they had a bullpen full of lefties. The Brewers have a bullpen full of lefties, and that's definitely been a huge cause as to why we've been seeing Ohtani struggle here. But if we do get to the World Series, whether it's the Blue Jays or the Mariners, both sides have a plethora of righties for pitching, so that will be definitely a favorable matchup. I'm really interested in the Eagles versus Vikings game, how that goes. Should be an interesting one. Hopefully it's an interesting one. It's just watching this AFC go the way it's going. I'm more inclined to just watch the NFC. That's just a lot more interesting because we know how the AFC is gonna go. And he got him to chase 3 times. Ohtani's out, and that's gonna end the inning. It's just Ohtani's been chasing. If Ohtani gets to if we can get to the World Series, I know Ohtani's going to put up a better performance because he's going to be seeing a plethora of righties. He's dealing with all these lefties, and it's just a horrible matchup for Ohtani, who doesn't do great against lefties. So you deal with the Phillies, who literally have a bullpen of lefties. You deal with the Brewers, who have a bullpen of lefties. Yeah, Ohtani's going to struggle to hit against lefties. But then you get to the World Series. If you can get there, you'll be dealing with either Seattle or Toronto, who has a bullpen of righties, which would more favorably give Ohtani an advantage in that aspect. As Aaron Rodgers just does a little toss here to Warren. And look at this defense. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Cincinnati, why even show up? First down, Steelers. First down, Steelers. This is going to be a very quick game. If they're getting blown out by halftime, I could go chill. I just wanted to see a hate watch and see both these teams struggle. But if Cincinnati's not going to make this interesting, I don't need to be here for it. Quick throw to DK Metcalf. He's going to pick up about 5. Second down coming up here for the Steelers. I grew up with a kid who switch hit and pitch. Dude freaking killed us whenever the kids in my neighborhood play him. All right, that's tough. That's a toughie. I think this Seattle and Toronto game has also started as well. Toronto's batters came alive yesterday. If they can keep up that momentum, they can tie the series here at 2-2, which would make things very interesting because if Toronto can reclaim home field advantage, Game 5 will be interesting because Game 5 will still be in Seattle, so Seattle has a good chance. Oh, look at Flea Flicker. Can't get it there. They were not able to put it together. Incomplete. He was looking to try to get it to Warren. Warren was not paying attention. Aaron Rodgers talking to Warren or yelling at him. However you take it. Miscommunication there by the Steelers offense. They just weren't on the same page with that situation. Incomplete pass, third down here. So yeah, if the Blue Jays tie the series tonight, Game 5 will still be in Seattle, which will be played tomorrow. And Seattle still has an opportunity because they'll be at home for Game 5, but Toronto would essentially have reclaimed home field if they can win tonight. 3rd down and 4. A-Rod. Looking, nothing open. Fires downfield. Incomplete. Over the head of the receiver. No good there. 4th down, and the Steelers are going to punt because Rodgers is heading to the sideline. He was looking for Giannu Smith. Giannu Smith had it. He was open. He had separation. A little bit of a push off, but he had a little separation there, and they just could not connect there. 4th down here. Steelers are going to punt the ball. And Cincinnati's defense somehow makes a stop, and they're going to get the ball back. Is this the oldest quarterback matchup in history? I have no clue. Bonda's coming out? Oh, we're having fun. We're just going to every aspect of this bullpen. 2 innings. We have to be clean for 2 innings to wrap this game up, take a 3-0 lead here. If there's any... Well, actually, we're going to probably bring in Roki for the 9th. We got to get out of this 8th. We're bringing it... Got to catch that. Got it. All right, good job, Kike. That's 1 strike. Well, that's 1 strike. That's 1 out right there. We got to be clean here. Bonda's in for the 8th. I believe Roki Sasaki will come in for the 9th to wrap this up. 5 outs, and the Dodgers will take a 3-0 lead here. Have you ever streamed a baseball game? If not, you should stream the World Series. Josh, that is an interesting aspect here. But here's the thing. I am not... Ooh, nice strike out there. I am not... If I do that, it would be straight vibes. I don't have the experience in commentary. I have experience in commentary with both basketball and football. But I do not have enough experience or full-on knowledge to commentate. That's another fly out, and Teoscar will get it. Both Hernandez brothers getting it out here. So Kike gets the 1st out. Teoscar gets the 2nd out. 2 outs here, 1 more to go. Bonda, you just got to get past this, and Roki's coming in for the 9th. But, yeah, I could consider doing that for the World Series, especially if my team's in it. If the Dodgers are in it, I'm going to be celebrating. But I've never actually commentated over baseball. And Roki's warming up right now, so he's definitely coming in for the 9th. So it'd be interesting. But I don't have a lot of experience in the aspect of commentating over baseball, and I'm not going to act like I have the most opportune amount of knowledge. Because, I mean, I grew up watching football and basketball. I played football and basketball. And I played a little baseball as well as softball when I was in school. But it's not like I grew up watching. I did not get into baseball. I did not get into baseball until 2017. That's why I got introduced to baseball from the Dodgers. So I wouldn't mind doing it, but I will tell you guys this right now. I'm not a huge expert at baseball, and I wouldn't be sitting here acting like, oh, I know what's going on with every single aspect. I have a good knowledge of the game, but oh, geez, Bonda, that is a wide pitch right there. That is a wide pitch, trying to get him with a slider down there. I'm not going to pretend like I have a perfect aspect. It would be chill vibes. I could do the World Series and stream that, but it would be chill vibes. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an expert in baseball, like I know every single aspect. I know enough of the game, but I'm not going to sit here and act like got him out there. Got him out. All right. That's the end of the top of the 8th. Dodgers coming down for the bottom of the 8th. We got 1 more inning left. 1 inning away from the Dodgers taking a 3-0 lead here in the NLCS. So I wouldn't mind doing it. I might actually do that for the World Series. I might actually commentate for the World Series. Joe Flacco, quick throw here to Jamar Chase. See, with football and basketball, I have all the knowledge in the world about these games, so I can commentate over it. Baseball, I don't have all the knowledge, but I still do think I can do it. It's not like I don't know the players. Okay, I do know the players. I wouldn't be lost out there thinking, who is this? Who is that? No, I know the players. Whether it's Toronto or Seattle, whoever we see in the World Series, I honestly would like to see it to be Seattle. The Mariners have never made the World Series, and they're 2 wins away from doing so. They lost Game 3. They're playing Game 4 right now against Toronto. I would love to see the Mariners. Flacco fires to Chase, incomplete. You seem more interested in baseball this year than football. Um, Pass interference on the defense. That's gonna be a first down for the Bengals. Honestly, Dougie, you're not wrong. Last year, I was very interested last year in baseball. Obviously, my Dodgers were on that World Series run to win the championship. So I was still paying attention. It's just I wasn't vocal. I wasn't too vocal about me. I mean, if you were here last year when we were doing a commentating, I was even saying that I was inclined and more focused on the overall aspect of baseball, but it wasn't like I was fully locked in. Because the Ravens at that time was still playing relative Flacco. What was that throw? The Ravens were still, still looking like a team that can compete. And I was still locked in because again, I wanted to see the Dodgers. First year with Otani here, I wanted to see if the Dodgers could get it done. And honestly, last year we got it done with our bullpen. And we really shouldn't have been able to pull off that World Series with our bullpen. We didn't really have any consistent starters. We got it done with our bullpen to win a World Series, and that is crazy to see. But I'm going like the Padres series. We had the best record in the NL. So we had the number one seed. We had a first round bye. We've had years where we've dominated and we've come up short. I didn't want to see that again. So I was still watching last year and talking about it. I just wasn't as vocal because, well, the Ravens were still doing good and I had something to talk about there. But one, I think has been a lot tougher for the Dodgers this time around because we didn't have the number one seed. That was the Milwaukee Brewers, who we're playing right now. They had the one seed. Philly had the two seed, who we had to play in the NLDS, and we came from the wild card round. So we had to go through the Reds. Then we were on the road to start off against start off against Philadelphia, and then we started off on the road here against Milwaukee. So it's been a lot tougher of a go around, and I've been more focused on baseball this year, just because I don't know. I had a lot of time. I was just watching baseball during the spring when I wasn't uploading. So you're not wrong. I am a little bit more interested in baseball right now as opposed to football. But the Ravens are 1-5. It's hard to be fully invested in the Baltimore Ravens when they're 1-5, especially since my team right now is still in the postseason trying to repeat as champions. So you are correct. I am a little bit more focused on the look at this, guys. Catch the ball. Oh my goodness. Another first down opportunity wasted because guys aren't catching the ball. But yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that statement. I'm more interested in the postseason right now for baseball, especially because my team's still in it, as opposed to football. Honestly, I think this year's still been interesting. There's been some elements of football that's still been fun, but the Ravens being 1-5 definitely kills my mood for football. But more so, the AFC's been so weird this year that it's just like it feels like we've fallen back to like what 2005. Yeah, Mookie went there. That's a strikeout. So yeah, with the Ravens being where they are and the AFC kind of being weird this year, not to mention my team is still in the postseason, I have more reason to want to focus and lock in on baseball because my team's trying to repeat right now. All right, we got Will Smith up. Will Smith, I'm so glad Will Smith's back, man. He's been a consistent hitter for us since he's been back. Glad to have Will Smith back. Third down and 6. We got multiple guys jumping, but it's gonna be a false start instead. Bro's fan of Baltimore, Miami, and LA. That's crazy. I know. My football team's the Ravens, my basketball team's the Heat, and my baseball team is the Dodgers. My soccer team is also Liverpool, so we could put that there as well. But it's for me when it comes to sports, whatever aspect introduces you to the sport or whatever aspect piques your interest, I feel that's going to be your team. You're not inclined to be the fan of the team that you're in. You're not inclined to be a fan of the team of the state or city you live in. I don't think because I live in the state of Maryland, I have to be a fan of every Maryland football team, every Maryland basketball team, every Maryland, or at least I don't even, yeah, yeah, every Maryland basketball team technically, I'm right by the stadium for the Commanders, even though they're in the DMV. It is what it is. They'll be moving to DC soon, but like I don't feel like the place you live in, you don't have to be a fan of said team. You can live in Carolina and be a fan of the Buffalo Bills. Like you don't I don't think you should be inclined to be a fan of the team of the city you in. Whatever team got you into said sports should be the team you ultimately become a fan of. I got into football watching the Ravens and the Commanders. I ended up getting a Ravens jersey, so I ended up becoming more of a Ravens fan. If I would have got a Sean Taylor jersey, I would have been more of a Commanders fan. I got into basketball watching the Miami Heat and Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade was what got me in. It was LeBron as well, but also Dwayne Wade. That's what leaned me towards the Miami Heat. And that's how I became a fan of the Heat. For baseball, I got into the baseball because of the Dodgers. I learned the game of baseball by watching so many Dodgers games. I don't know how they were just on my. I was just watching a lot of Dodgers games. So because I ended up watching Dodgers games, I ultimately ended up becoming a Dodgers fan. Whoa! That's a crazy pitch. This close to hitting Freddie. Chill out. That's a crazy pitch here. Gotta be Will Smith on base here. Um, Freddie up right now, 2-1 pitch here. If we can add to our lead, it'd be great. You got Roki coming into the top of the ninth to try to close this out. Let's see, 2-1 pitch here. That was in. Clean strike. I feel like certain players get you into your love for those teams. Or it's just a team that introduces you to a sport could ultimately become the team you watch. That's a hit. That's going to be a double play. Freeman's going to get to first, but we're going to bring up Tommy Edman, who again gave us the first lead. So we'll see what happens here. One here. So yeah, however you get into a team is however you get into a team. What's going on, John? All my teams are Pittsburgh besides basketball, which is the Spurs. See, hey, you got all Pittsburgh teams, but your basketball team is San Antonio. It just depends on how it works out. I'm kind of spaced out everywhere. You know, however I get into a sport is however I get into sport. Your favorite soccer team is Germany. That's nice. That's nice as well. I think ultimately you don't always have to be a fan of the team of the city that you live in. You could choose to be a fan of whoever you want to be because there's always a story as to how you became a fan of a team. I've been doing a lot of these wide receiver screens here. 1-2 pitch here. Honestly, Tommy Edman could be the last. Tommy Edman's essentially going to be the last person up at bat today because this is the bottom of the eighth. If Roki closes it out the top of the ninth, that's game. We're going to take a 3-0 lead here. So this could ultimately be the last aspect. That's in. And Tommy Edman potentially going to be the last player up at bat. It's time for Roki Sasaki. Aaron Rodgers finding wherever he can to find somebody to go get it. He gets it to Giannu Smith for the first down. First down Steelers. They move the chains. Bro, imagine telling the Ravens fan 10 years ago Flacco would be traded from the Browns to the Bengals. Dude, imagine telling anyone 10 years ago that Flacco would still be playing and he'd be playing for an AFC North Division rival. I don't think anyone would have expected it. Like 10 years ago, I did not think Flacco would still be playing. 10 years ago, Flacco tore his ACL, and I thought, okay, he's probably got another 5 or 6 years left. So yeah, I did not expect Flacco to still be playing football in 2025. I'm just being realistic here. Another first down here for the Steelers. This time Gainwell gets the carry here and takes it for the first down. So yeah, I'm just giving it a bean. I did not expect Flacco to still be playing football in 2025. So, forget about telling me, imagine telling him he'd be playing on a divisional rival. Imagine telling me 10 years ago Flacco would still be playing. I wouldn't have seen it. Like, how is he still playing? My next question, if you would have told me that, is please tell me he's not still playing for the Ravens. First down and 10 for the Steelers. Steelers at the Bengals 49. Aaron Rodgers. Again, they're doing a lot of these pitch plays here. But this time, the Bengals defense sniffs it out, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of one. Second out coming up for the Steelers. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They're going to run one more play, and that will be the end of the first quarter here. Steelers do have the lead right now, so we'll essentially see how things go when it comes to that. Second down and 10 here. Rodgers, empty backfield, takes a snap. Just going to do a quick toss here to Warren, and Warren's just getting past the defender, picking up about 6 yards. Third down coming up here for the Steelers. I still understand how the Steelers are winning the North. You don't understand how they're winning the North. Cincinnati defense sucks. Offensive line's terrible. They got Joe Burrow injured, and their season's probably done. The Browns are the Browns. Their offense still sucks. And the Ravens' defense stinks. Their offensive line sucks, and they couldn't protect their quarterback, and the quarterback got hurt, and they missed 2 games. Meanwhile, the Steelers have been the same competent team that has posted a winning record every single year of Mike Tomlin's career. It's not a surprise that the Steelers are what 4-1, about to be 5-1. They were 4-2 last year with Justin Fields. This is not a shocker. And then they got Russell Wilson, who won like what 4 or 5 straight games for them. They were at 10 wins and leading the division with freaking Russell Wilson. They were leading the division with Justin Fields, and then they were leading the division with Russell Wilson until they collapsed in December, and that was the game for them. So it's not a surprise that the Steelers are winning the North right now. They've just been a competent football team. When you're a competent football team, it's going to do damage for you. Competent football team right now. That's what they are. They are a competent football team. That was a fantastic play by Mookie Betts to get the out. That ball went towards the opposite side. He had to grab it, spin around. Yeah, went to the opposite side. He had to grab it. He spun around, threw it. It was a bounce pass, and Freddie's not missing those. Freddie's going to catch that every time if he's got to extend his arm to make that catch. That was a beautiful play executed there by Mookie Betts. One out. That is a foul right there. I was hoping it'd be a fly ball. They'll collapse the second half of the season, but I wish Tomlin was our coach. He would make good use of our talent. Again, I'm not fully sure. You know what? I think it's fair to say if the Ravens and Steelers actually switch head coaches, it might be more beneficial for both sides. Because I think the Steelers could, I mean, a change of cultures could be needed for the Steelers and the Ravens. Especially because if you got Tomlin here, Tomlin's aspect was, I think both of them suck at time management, so that wouldn't change if you got Mike Tomlin. But in terms of managing players, that's a strike right there. In terms of managing players, Tomlin does a good job at managing players. It's more so managing personalities and somehow finding ways to win even with that. Even with the mess that was Antonio Brown and then Chase Claypool and all that other stuff, he still managed and the team was still putting up a winning record. I think that's an aspect that does matter. Third down and 3 here. and they're going to pick up a first down. So I think he'd be able to manage a locker room like ours where we don't have character issues. If it's just, okay, we just got to go out there and play football and execute, Tomlin would be perfect for us. Fly ball there. Move. That's 2. One more out, and the Dodgers are going to take a 3-0 lead here. All right. 2 outs here at the top of the 9th. Comes down to Caleb Durbin. First down here, another pitch. And this defense is not doing a good job. They're not doing a good job in making stops. Second down here for the Bengals. All right, it comes down to Caleb Durbin. He's 2 of 2 today. Caleb Durbin to keep this alive for the Brewers. That's a strike for Sasaki. 1-1 pitch here. Second down and 7 here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Once this is done, I got to focus more on this game. Here we go. Sasaki. That's in. 1-2. Let's see what happens here. This could put the game on ice. Here we go. 1-2 pitch here. First down for the Steelers. 1-2 pitch here. Sasaki. Can he get the strike here? Got it! That's game. And the Dodgers are going to take a 3-0 lead here in the NLCS. 1 game away from winning the pennant. 1 game away from getting back to the World Series. Another dominant performance by the Dodgers pitchers. Glasnow had a great performance as well. You had a lot of guys coming in. Vencia doing his job. Trinan doing his job. Banda doing his job. Roki closing it out and doing his job. 1 win away. And I cannot lie, tonight, this was a bad one for the Brewers. The Brewers look lifeless right now. I still think the Brewers can win a game in this series. I initially had the Dodgers winning this series in 6 games because I thought the Brewers would take 1 of the 2 games. I thought we would steal 1 game in Milwaukee, come back to LA, win 2 here, they take 1, and then we would close this out in game 6 in Milwaukee. But right now, it's been nothing short of dominance. I cannot lie to you. It's been nothing short of dominance. Game 1 was the opportunity for the Brewers to take it. They couldn't take it. Game 2 was dominant by the Dodgers. And again, tonight, it was dominance again. Excuse me. The Dodgers have an opportunity to close this out tomorrow. Game 4, head to the World Series and win the pennant. This is crazy. I expected more from Milwaukee, but it just seems like Milwaukee just dies. And the thing that's going to make it funny, they already announced it. Shohei Ohtani's pitching tomorrow. So, game 1 was Snell, who had a masterclass performance. Game 2 was Yamamoto, who had not only a masterclass performance, he played a complete game. Game 3 tonight was Glasnow, who also had a great performance. And then tomorrow, Ohtani's pitching. And he could easily close this out as well. So, it becomes really interesting. Milwaukee tonight, I don't know what to say. It seems like they're shell-shocked. I don't think they believe they were going to lose both games at home. So since they lost that, I expected to see some juice here in game 3. You know, first game, you're on the road in Dodger Stadium. You just watched what Toronto did. They went to Seattle as we watch a touchdown here, but a flag on the play. Touchdown Steelers. Warren takes it to the end zone, but he knows it's probably coming back. Flag on the play. It's going to be a holding call, most likely on the Steelers, to take that touchdown off the board. And there's the holding call. Holding on the offense is going to erase the touchdown. 10-yard penalty, a hold on Frazier. But yeah, I expected more from the Brewers. Today's performance was nothing short of disappointing. I can't lie. If you're a Brewers fan, you have to be absolutely disgusted. But here's the thing about the Dodgers, man. This is what makes them... this is why I've been more locked in with this season's postseason performance and this year's postseason run compared to last year. Again, I'll say this last year. They didn't really have their starters out there. They made a whole World Series championship run with their bullpen. They didn't really have much of starters to work out. Aaron Rodgers stepping up. Pump fake, slides. Picks up about 5. Third down coming up here for the Steelers. But But yeah, the Dodgers didn't have their starting pitchers. They didn't have a lot of starting pitchers out there during their postseason run last year. They had to do that with the bullpen. So they had to deal with the bullpen and they had to execute in key situations, which they did. That's why they won the World Series. But this year, you have your starters, and they could go four deep with their starters. You have Blake Snell, you've got Yamamoto, you've got Glass now, you've got Otani, you've got four starters that could go 6, 7, 8, if not 9 innings if you need them to, if they're on it. You're dealing with that, and then the bullpen, which does a good job in getting things done. Whether it's Trinan, whether it's Vencia, as A-Rod escapes to his left and just fires. It's caught, but he's short. Fourth down coming up here for the Steelers. I don't see why they're not going to go for it on fourth down here, so they will. But yeah, you've got those guys, and you look at the bullpen. You got Vencia, you got Trinan, you've got Banda, you've got Sheehan, you've got Roki Sasaki. They've got so many people in that bullpen that you could at least trust to feel that, yeah, they can absolutely get this done. So it's been kind of weird. And where was this? Of course, because why not? Could have used that, but whatever. Steelers gonna kick a field goal here. 10-0 game. But yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance. It's an unfortunate circumstance for the. Ooh, Seattle's already up. They're already up a run. Let me see what's going on there. Let me switch over to that game. But 10-0 game here for the Steelers. They have the advantage. Bengals got to do something to get on the board because they have not done anything yet, and they got to get something going. hey, 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 real. We both like LA teams. You like the Dodgers. I like the Lakers. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be it's gonna be a nasty. It's gonna be a nasty, nasty time. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, of course. I guess we can just stick with these because we're already in the corner. But whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Tonight was kind of a disappointing performance for the Brewers. They just look lifeless. Like they don't have any answers for the pitching that they're dealing with, and their hitters are just not responding. I mean, this has been bad. You can't like they just they're lifeless out there. It just seemed like they just died. They showed some fight early on, and then they just died. Seattle struck first here. Toronto's hitters at some point are gonna have to get themselves together. I could use that. I was putting an orange on it. Not fine. I could use orange on. I think I forgot. I completely forgot. They asked Mike Tomlin this week in regards to their decision to go trade for Joe Flacco, and his response was, I'm shocked that they did that." So I guess that's what um I guess that's what they just showed up here. Either way, Steelers up by 10, as to be expected. Yeah, at this point, I'm not even surprised. I would have put on them. Would have got 170, which would have been cool, but yeah, it's what it is. All right. 10-0 lead here for the Steelers. Now that the game 3 of the NLCS is done and the Dodgers up 3-0, I can more so lock into this game. 10-0 game, your first and 10. Flacco's going to hand the ball off, and he's got space. You got space here. He's taking off. Chase Brown picking up the first down and more. First down, Bengals. I think he gets into. Let me see. He may come close. If he didn't get into, he may come close. I think he actually comes close to midfield, so he may actually be. Let me see. Good blocking here. He gets to the 40. I think he does get into Bengals territory. Not Bengals, the Steelers territory. I think he gets the Steelers territory. That was a huge run. Huge pickup here. First down, Cincinnati. This puts them at the Steelers 46-yard line. So he does get into Steelers territory here. First and 10 at the Pittsburgh 46-yard line. Play clock winding down. Flacco's going to take a timeout. How does team keep getting winning seasons? Because they have Mike Tomlin as their head coach, and Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season in his entire career as a coach. Never had a losing season. Never had. Wow, Craig Morton in 1974 was the only other quarterback that got traded mid-season within the division. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. Tonight, Brewers fans are done. They're done with this team. There's no they didn't show any fight, and I mean, who knows? Maybe they. I didn't expect. I thought the Brewers were gonna come out with a high level of intensity of a team that knows their season's on the line here, and honestly, they just. I don't know if you know what. I don't even know if I can sit back and say that they didn't show up. It just seemed more like they're just getting dominated. They don't have an answer. That's a great tackle right there. I don't think the Brewers just have any answers. Because people are going to get mad and saying these guys aren't getting hits, but look at what they're dealing with here. Look at what they're dealing with here. There's only so much you can expect. Their pitching situation, they're putting out, dude, they've put out Uribe and Danner in all 3 games. I'm pretty sure at some point Uribe's come out there and pitched. Like, they're going through their bullpen, and multiple guys are coming out here and playing multiple times within this series. I don't think they have much. And I do believe they do have somebody that is in the bullpen that they could use as a starter right now, but they just haven't. Flacco on 2nd and 16. Fires, just checks it down here. Gets it to Yosivas. And Yosivas picks up about 8. I think he maybe gets 8 or 9. Third down coming up here. Let's see how much he got. Oh, he picks up 6 instead. Third down and 10 here. Empty backfield for Flacco. Flacco gonna take the snap. Only sets a 4-man rush. Flacco steps into it, fires. It is caught. Got it to Jamar Chase for the first down. And that's gonna be a base hit for Toronto. Is that gonna be a double? Is that gonna be a double? It's gonna be a double. Toronto knows they got an opportunity here. It is the top of the third. Toronto, no outs. Got a nice double here. Oh, that was nice. First and 10. Quick throw here to Jamar Chase, who fumbles the ball, gets it back, and then spins to pick up extra yards. Bengals trying to move this ball right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is just dominance by the Dodgers right now. This is just dominance. This is just dominance. This is just dominance right now by the Dodgers. Second down and 3. That's a false start. Somebody false started. I think the whole offensive line moved. They're gonna put on one person, but I saw multiple offensive linemen moving. It's a great fastball right there. Two and 2 pitch here. That's a foul. Second and 8. Flacco hands the ball off. Another great run. First down, Bengals. That's a foul. First and 10 here for the Bengals. Flacco takes a stop. Pressure's coming quickly. Flacco fires. Gets tipped in the air and is caught by T. Higgins. Or is it picked? Is it caught or is it picked? They're trying to figure this out. This is either going to be a completion by T. Higgins or an interception. They're going to say it's a completion by T. Higgins. Flacco, it seems like Flacco was looking for Higgins. The ball gets tipped and then Higgins. T. Higgins makes a crazy up. No, yeah, that looks like a catch. Full count here. Springer is on deck. He's coming up next. T. Higgins makes an amazing catch there. 3-2 pitch. Oh, he hit that. It's gone. That's a homer. A 2-run homer here. He did it in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, first down here for the Bengals. First and goal. Gimenez did it twice. He did this in game 3 last night. He hit a homer in game 3 last night. He hit a homer again. Back-to-back homers for Gimenez. Oh my God. And Toronto's going to take the lead with no outs. Toronto again has found themselves. Seattle is on the back pedal right now. First and goal. Flacco across the middle. Caught. Touchdown T. Higgins. Not T. Higgins. Touchdown Jamar Chase. Excuse me. Touchdown Jamar Chase. That's going to be a ground ball there. 1 out. But touchdown Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase gets in the end zone. And the Bengals are going to find a way to strike at this lead. 4:42 left to go in the first half. Flacco just fires it into Jamar Chase. He absorbs the contact. He gets in the end zone. Oh. I don't think he's going to... They're not going to count this as a touchdown because he lost control of the ball as he was going down. He did not maintain control. He did not maintain control going down to the floor. Jamar Chase. Incomplete. Jamar Chase did not maintain possession as he was going down to the ground. He had it. It was a great hit to knock the ball out. He couldn't maintain that falling down. That's a great defensive play right there. And the ball just comes out. That's going to be an incomplete pass. That's not going to stay as a touchdown. That's another base hit for Toronto. And another person on base here. Second and goal here instead. All right, I'm watching a game between Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. What year am I in? Second down and goal here for the Bengals. Flacco in the shotgun here. Flacco takes a snap. Flacco, he's going to float it this time to Jamar Chase. And Chase is going to make the catch and hold on. Touchdown, Cincinnati. But a flag is on the play. We're going to find out what this is about. Are they going to call offensive pass interference or defensive pass interference? They're going to call defensive pass interference. They're going to call defensive pass interference. It's going to be declined. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Extra point is up, and it is good. It is a 10-7 game here in Cincinnati. 4:38 left to go here in the first half. Cincinnati cuts into this 10-point lead. They make it a 3-point game. Jamar Chase gets his touchdown this time. Flacco and the Bengals showing some life here in this AFC North matchup. Where are you going, bro? That was a strike. Flacco and the Bengals offense looked good on that drive. Foul there. All right, Aaron Rodgers is getting ready to come on the field because Steelers getting ready to get the ball back here. Alejandro Kirk up 3-2 pitch here. It's a full count. That's out. That's ball 4. And their bases are loaded. 1 out here. Toronto up 2-1 so far at the top of the third. Bases loaded. 1 out here. A base hit's going to add to their lead. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh gets the ball here. Gainwell gets up to the 30-yard line, and that is where Aaron Rodgers will start for this drive. First down and 10 here for the Steelers. A-Rod under center here. Rodgers, play fake. Takes his time, fires deep downfield. He's got a man open for an interception. A-Rod gets picked off. The defender was not touched. He's going to the 40, up to midfield. He's got a blocker inside Steelers territory. A-Rod just chucks the ball into double coverage, gets picked off. Terrible throw by Aaron Rodgers. Cincinnati takes advantage of this. They get the ball. What was A-Rod doing, bro? What was A-Rod doing? I don't know what that throw was. It was one-on-one with DK Metcalf, but the safety was right there. That's just a bad throw. He overthrows it too. He overthrows that and throws it inside. That had no chance to get to DK Metcalf. That was a terrible throw by Rodgers. Terrible throw by Aaron Rodgers. That was a terrible. Terrible. Bengals get the ball here. First turnover of the game. Unfortunately for them, he was down by contact, so they're going to actually start off at where he picked the ball off. Their own 24-yard line. First and 10 here. Flacco is going to be under center. He's going to hand the ball off. And again, this is a great run. Oh, he breaks the tackle. Chase Brown, he gets into Cincinnati territory and takes it inside the 40. A huge run by Chase Brown. And the Steelers defense, for some reason, cannot stop the run tonight. You done messed up, Aaron. Terrible throw by Aaron Rodgers, but look at this. What is the Steelers defense doing? They can't stop the run right now. Chase Brown, I think he's got, 70, 80 rush yards right now in the first half? What are they doing? I got to see it. Meanwhile, here in Seattle, you got bases loaded. You got to get out of this. That's a 1-2 pitch right there. Strike right there. You got to get out of this. Cannot afford to give up anything here. Flacco, first and 10, fires across the middle. Incomplete, flag on the play. It's going to be called for pass interference. They're going to get that on Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey was covering Jamar Chase. They're going to call PI on Ramsey. That's a foul. Pass interference right there on Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey caused the PI. It was on Jalen Ramsey for causing PI against Jamar Chase. First down, Cincinnati. I gotta see this first. This is a 3-2 pitch. Fouls it again. Meanwhile, Flacco hands it off again. Look at this run defense for the Steelers. They're not doing a good job in stopping the run. They're letting these guys go off. Perrine also picks up good yardage here. Second down coming up for the Bengals. 3:18 left to go in the first half. Meanwhile, bases loaded here. It's a 2-2 pitch. They're going to call that a ball. Full count here. Full count. If you walk him, that's another run. If he gets walked, that's another run. If he gets walked, that's another run for the Blue Jays. Flacco to Higgins. Higgins turns on the Jets. Higgins inside the 10-5 touchdown. Cincinnati. They take the lead. They take the lead. They take the lead. Meanwhile, it was another ball. Toronto's going to get another run. It's 3-1 Blue Jays. One out. Bases still loaded. And Seattle right now is on the brink, man. This is the way the Blue Jays have been able to completely switch things right now. Seattle loses this game, they're going to have a serious conversation heading into Game 5. I knew that series was going to be difficult. Toronto came to life in Game 3, and here they are again in Game 4 coming to life. Look at this. Jamar Chase touchdown, T. Higgins touchdown. Hey, Flacco getting comfortable over here. 14-10, Bengals up. Flacco, 2 touchdowns in the first half, 1 to Higgins, 1 to Chase. Ernie Clement already has a base hit here. Foul. Oof. Blue Jays up 3-1 right now. Still the top of the third. This is crazy, man. The Blue Jays, they got embarrassed in those first 2 games and then gave up. They got embarrassed in those first 2 games and then turned on the switch. They had conversations of who has a better chance of coming back from a 2-0 deficit, the Blue Jays or the Brewers? And I said it was 100% the Blue Jays because the Dodgers pitchers are not going anywhere. If the Mariners have decent pitching, they got some really good pitchers over there, but the Blue Jays have a high octane offense that can just put up scores in bunches. So I knew they had an opportunity to get back into this. They can just put up hits in bunches and just load up on runs. And they did that in Game 3. And here they are doing it again tonight in Game 4. And again, if Seattle loses this tonight, they still got Game 5 at home. But they lose tonight, Toronto reclaims home field advantage, which is going to suck for us. Because I don't want to have to do this again. I wanted the Mariners. 1, I wanted the Mariners to get to their first World Series. 2, I want home field advantage for the World Series. But if Toronto wins, we're going to go to Toronto for Game 1. Assuming we finish this off, That's another high pitch, 2-2. You can't walk another one, dude. You cannot walk another one here. My Steelers doing Steeler things, it's to be expected. Especially if Aaron Rodgers is going to throw up a freaking arm punt. Got him. That's a must-needed 97 miles per hour fastball right there for Mariners here to get the second out. Got Clement. Clement had to swing on that one. That was a fastball, dead center. He had to swing on it. Vikings and Chargers next Thursday night. Could be interesting. Steelers down by 4 now. 14 unanswered points by the Bengals. That's it. That's a strike. They got to get out of this. The Mariners absolutely have to get out of this, man. Bases are loaded right now. You give up a base hit, that's another 2 runs. They got to get out of this. This is really tough. They have got to get out of this. Here we go. That's in. They're going to say he didn't swing. It's going to be a ball 1. Flacco's playing good tonight. The old man still got it. So here we go. Steelers getting the football back here. Strike 2. One more strikeout, they can get out of this. Seattle's got to find a way to get out of this. And again, the Bengals special teams does a great job stopping him at the 30. Aaron Rodgers coming back on the field after throwing a terrible pass. Aaron Rodgers, 10 of 15, 101 yards, a touchdown, interception. Flacco, 11 of 16, 102, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Flacco is cooking right now with some of these checkdowns, but he's also made some good throws. And they got out of it. Whew, that was an inning. They had to get out of that, man. That was... All right, 1st and 10. A lot of these tosses here to start off. Getting into Warren. He fumbled the ball! Warren fumbled the ball! But I think they're going to rule him down. He fumbled the ball, but they're going to rule him down. Can they review this? Yeah, he's down. Knees down and elbows down. He's down. That's not a fumble. Down by contact. It'll be second down. His knee was down and his elbow was down before the ball came out. Second down and 7 here. Rodgers takes a snap. He's looking, fires, checks it down to Warren. Warren one-on-one, just breaks the tackle, picks up a first down. Warren's a strong dude. You cannot go at him one-on-one. You're just going to get smoked. 2-minute warning here, ladies and gentlemen. Steelers marching. Bengals up by 4. And me essentially being focused on baseball the entire time. Oh, my God. Seattle, you got work to do. You got your work cut out for you. Toronto ties this series up. Seattle's in serious trouble. Let's see what happens here. Meanwhile, 2-minute warning here. Second down and 5. Second down and 5 here. They get stopped, picks up a few yards. Third down coming up here for the Steelers. We are back. 1:21 left to go in the first half here. I guess Thailand. I don't have a choice. I'd visit Thailand. In all honesty, a place I would probably want to visit is Dubai if I was to go somewhere. Dubai or Japan. I've always said Dubai or Japan are 2 places I would definitely want to go. A-Rod on third down, checks it down. He picks up he gets a man, and Warren. He picks up a first down. I was like, who did he throw this to? He finds Warren for the check down. First down, Steelers. And the Steelers are going to use their first timeout here. 49 seconds left. They're trying to see if they can get some points out of this, at least a field goal. I don't know who got ball first. I believe the Steelers got ball first, so the Bengals are going to get the ball coming out of halftime. Checks it down here to Gainwell, but Gainwell falls down. And he doesn't pick anything up there. Second down, he might have lost a yard. Second down here, and the Steelers got to call another timeout. Second timeout used here. Second down here for the Steelers. 46 seconds left. Second and 13. I knew he lost yards here. Second and 13 here. A-Rod floats it to whoa. This could be an interception. What is that? What are they going to rule it? They got to take a look at this. Is that a catch or an interception? What was that? I think that could be, if it's either an interception. What is this? Jesus Christ. DK got the ball taken out of his hands. The receiver has it. A knee's down with him having the ball. That's an interception. DK Metcalf had it in his hands. It got ripped out. The defender has it in his hands. The knee is down in bounds before he falls out, and it looks like he still has the ball. This could be an interception. That is an interception. He's still in. The knee's down in bounds with him having the ball. That's an interception. That is an interception. That is an interception. DK Metcalf had the ball in his hands. He got hit by Geno Stone. The ball comes out. The defender has it with the knee down. There it is. Interception. Second pick of the game here for Aaron Rodgers. 2 interceptions in the first half. And the Bengals defense makes another stop. Wow. And there's 28 seconds left. Cincinnati does have a timeout. Nah, that's not it. That's not, I mean, technically it feels like it could be a strip, but they're going to call that an interception. That is a crazy play. Maybe the Steelers are going to find a way to get in their own way for the 15-minute time. And by the way, Steelers fans, just take a look at this. This is essentially what you're going to get come January. I promise you the Steelers are going to do the same crap they do every single year. Just like the Ravens do the same crap they do every single year. Just like the Bengals do the same crap and the Browns do the same crap. It's the same crap over and over and over again in the AFC North. And we keep acting like we're this mighty superior division, when in actuality, we have been surpassed for a while now, and until someone from this division does something major, i.e. win a championship, we should not be running our mouths. But hey, it'll be the same story for Pittsburgh again this year, and they'll pretend like it's not. It's going to be the same thing, and it'll probably be the same thing for the Ravens, even if what do they lose or get back into this? Flacco gets it to Jamar Chase for the first down. He gets it with both feet in bounds. And he goes out of bounds to stop the clock at 36 seconds left. The Bengals have a chance to add to their lead here. That's a great throw by Joe Flacco and a beautiful catch by Ja'Marr Chase. Getting that catch with both feet inbounds. He slides that second feet. That's a great catch. And that's a great throw by Joe Flacco. That first foot looks down. The second was dragged. The second feet was sliding, so really it's that first foot. The second feet he was sliding. So look at that first foot that's planted down. That first foot that's planted down is the one you got to look at. The second foot it was sliding. He was sliding on the turf for that second foot. Look for that first one. Here we go. Catch. What? That's 2 feet. That's a first down. That's a first down. That's a catch. Why is it under review? Because they're taking a look at it. I don't know. Ask them. They felt they need to take a look at it to see if he got both feet in. That looked like a completion to me, but they want to take a look at it. That's a foul ball right there. Toronto in control right now. What? He lost control of the ball. They reviewed it and said he lost control of the ball. I'm surprised. I thought that was a catch, but they said no, he lost control of the ball. Both feet were down. He slid them, but he lost control of the ball at the end. So they say incomplete pass. I'm surprised. Well, second down and 10, 37 seconds left here. That's a jump, but whatever. Flacco this time gets it to Chase. And Chase fights to get out of bounds, and he does. 30 seconds left. First down here for the Bengals. He's still fighting this? That's going to fall. And that's a base hit here. That man fought like 4 foul balls to get this. That's a base hit. No outs for the Blue Jays. First and 10. Flacco looking for the ball. Another, look at this. They're just running the same play over and over again with him and Ja'Marr Chase. Another completion. This one's close. It's not going to be a first down. I think he picks up about 9. So second down coming up here, but they're getting closer and closer to the field goal range. And this is, again, another play where Flacco just takes snap and just looks directly towards Ja'Marr Chase. And right now, Chase is doing his thing against Ramsey. Second down and 1, 25 seconds left. They're up to midfield. They're trying to get in the field goal range. Flacco takes a snap. Flacco fires across the middle of the field. It's nearly picked off, but they're going to call a flag on Porter. They're going to call pass interference. They're going to say Porter was caught holding against T. Higgins. That's going to be PI. 20 seconds left. That puts them in field goal range. The Bengals are already in field goal range with 20 seconds left. Yeah, Joey Porter Jr. is holding. He's holding. He's holding. That's a clear hold. That's a beautiful base hit. Another hit for Toronto, and that's going to be another run. 4-1 Blue Jays. Flacco fires. Again, he was looking for Jamar Chase. This time he missed him. They ran the same play. This time for the third time he missed him. And while Toronto is on fire right now, Seattle is going to have to figure some things out. This is becoming bad. This is going to be back-to-back games that they're going to get blown out on back-to-back nights, and they got to play Game 5 tomorrow. Seattle has to figure some things out. Their pitchers, they got to figure something out. They can't keep giving up this many hits. 2nd and 10, 16 seconds left. Flacco just checks it down. You just want to get some more yardage here. Timeout. 10 seconds left. Actually, they're going to let the clock run, and then they're going to call a timeout with about 3 seconds left. There's no reason to get themselves set. Timeout! There it is. They're going to kick a field goal here. 2 seconds left. They got into field goal range. You take your field goal here. Make this 17-10. And the Bengals get the ball coming out of halftime, I think. I hate Pittsburgh. It is what it is, big dog. It is what it is. Still got a whole second half left to play. $49-yard field goal here to extend the lead to 7. McPherson, the kick is up. It's straight. It is good. And the Bengals are going to take a 7-point lead into halftime. This game has shifted on its head. After the Steelers took a 10-0 lead, the Bengals have put up 17 unanswered points. Pittsburgh was up 10-0. Cincinnati responds with 17 unanswered points. 2 interceptions in the first half for Aaron Rodgers. Everything's flipped on the head. To make things crazier, Cincinnati does get the ball coming out of halftime. Flacco is dealing. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are doing their thing. And if they come out red hot, they could potentially go up 14 coming out of halftime. We will see what happens in the second half. I will see you in the second half. We've got a game here on Thursday Night Football. Can't wait to see how this is going to go. But I will see you in the second half because I got a few things I got to take care of. I'll see you then. Here we go. Second half. Bengals have the ball. Flacco in the shotgun here as he takes the snap. Flacco's going to check it to Jamar Chase. And Chase is going to come close to a first down, not picking it up here. Bengals have an opportunity to take a 2-possession lead here if they can go down the field and score a touchdown. They're going to hand the ball off here, and they're going to pick up a first down. And the running game continues to be a huge benefactor for the Bengals as the Steelers defense, for some reason, cannot figure out how to stop the run today. The Bengals have rushed for over 100 yards so far in this game. Steelers run defense, not doing a good job today. First and 10. They're going to hand it off here. And Chase Brown's got some blockers, and he's going to pick up 8 yards. Comes close to a first down. Yet again, the Steelers defense is unable to make a stop here. Just straight up unable to stop the run. Second down and 3 here. Flacco in the shotgun here. Flacco takes the snap. He's going to fire across the middle. It's going to be Jamar Chase breaking out of a tackle and getting extra yards, getting inside the 35. First down, Cincinnati. And again, the defense, they just don't seem to have an answer right now for this Bengals offense. Bengals have found the rhythm. Joe Flacco is dealing. He's having one of his elite nights tonight. This is one of those elite moments. Flacco's just recognizing, reading, and just getting it off quickly to Jamar Chase. He's not going to hold on to the ball. Just get it to the skill position players, and he's just going to go. And right now, these guys are getting cooked. Flacco 17 of 24, 153 and 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase 10 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. Empty backfield here. Flacco takes a snap. Again, just gets it out quickly to Jamar Chase. Up the middle on a slant. First down, Bengals. Jamar Chase with his 11th reception of the game. And I think this puts him over 100 yards. They cannot stop Jamar Chase. And Flacco, again, he's just dealing. Once again, he is dealing. First and 10. They're going to hand the ball off here. And a decent stop by the run defense here of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Second down and 7. Flacco in the shotgun here. They're at the Pittsburgh 15-yard line. Flacco takes the snap. Pressure's coming. Flacco rolls. He fires towards the end zone. Just throws it out of bounds. Just trying to get rid of the ball. Incomplete pass. Third down and 7. Flacco not holding on to the ball there. You know he ain't got that mobility anymore. He's not about to look to extend the play. If it's dead, it's dead. Third down and 7. Crucial opportunity here for the Steelers. Flacco takes a snap. Flacco fires. It is caught, and it's a first down. Yosivas makes the catch, but they're going to have to take a look at this. Was his knee down when he crossed the line, or is he short? They are saying he's short. I think his knee was down before he crossed the first down mark. So they're going to say he's short. 4th and 1, and of course, there's no reason to hesitate. You probably go for this on 4th down here. You hand the ball off to Chase Brown and see if this defense can make a stop. Because they haven't been able to stop the run game all night. You might as well take a chance here and run the ball. 4th and 1. Chase Brown is not on the field. Interesting here. Flacco's going to get under center here for this one. And they're going to sneak it with Flacco, and Flacco gets the first down. Oh, Zach Taylor decided to challenge the previous spot. They're going to challenge this here. The challenge flag has been thrown, so we're gonna see if he would. Again, it all depends on when Yosivas' knee was down. So they're gonna challenge it here. And if Seattle loses this game, it's gonna be very bad. Toronto could definitely flip this on them and win 3 straight. Seattle's gonna have to figure something out, man, because their offense has gone cold and the Blue Jays' offense is heated up. They're abusing their pitchers right now. In game 1 and 2, the Mariners hitters were just abusing the hell out of the Blue Jays pitchers, which again it was a bit of a shock because you expected Toronto, who already had the rest, to be ready, and Seattle was coming off of a tough do-or-die Game 5 against the Tigers, so you expected Toronto to be ready to go with all that rest, but instead they get manhandled the first 2 games, and everyone's thinking they're about to get swept. Next thing you know, they flipped the switch in Game 3, dominate, and now here they are in Game 4 dominating again with a chance to tie the series up. That's crazy. And that's an out. They're challenging. Zach Taylor chose to challenge this, which again I don't think is a bad decision here. If you, I mean, I didn't see the replay. Wow. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Zach Taylor challenged it. It was 4th and 1. He challenged it. It is an unsuccessful challenge because he was short of the yard to gain. However, the ball gets moved up even more. So it's 4th and inches. You can still sneak this with Flacco. But it's going to be tougher now because they already know you're going to sneak it. But the ball is moved up closer. So it was 4th and 1 and Flacco got it. Now it's 4th and inches. You can get this with Flacco and you're going to pick up the first down. So no matter what, they're going to pick up the first down. It was a 4th and 1 situation when Flacco came on the field to sneak it. This time, it just becomes a 4th and inches situation. They still sneak it. First down, Cincinnati. First and goal here for the Bengals with a chance to go up 14. Flacco hands the ball off. They get a decent run here, but the defense holds up, makes a stop, picks up about 3 yards. Second down and goal coming up here for the Bengals. Bengals have a huge opportunity here to go up 2 scores, put the pressure on the Steelers. Flacco takes a snap on second and goal. He fires, and it's knocked away. That's a beautiful play by Jalen Ramsey. Incomplete. He was looking for T. Higgins. Ramsey knocks the ball away. That would have been a touchdown. Incomplete pass. Third down and goal. Third down and goal here. Flacco takes a snap. Pressure's coming. He's got to get rid of it. Flacco, deep drop back. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking. He's just going to dirt it. Nobody's open. Incomplete pass. And Cincinnati's probably going to have to kick a field goal here. Unless they want to try to get ultra aggressive and take the extra and go for the fourth down, I just recommend kicking the field goal. Jalen Ramsey stops a touchdown. And he also plays this perfectly against Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey stops a touchdown from happening. Great defense by the Steelers. Jalen Ramsey making a great play to stop a touchdown. And now they got to kick a 23-yard field goal. They took off over 8 minutes off the clock, but they're going to get points off of this drive. Extra point. Field goal is up and good, and the Bengals have a 2-possession lead. 20-10 game here. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline doing high knees like Russell Wilson. He's getting ready to get back in the game. 20-10 game here in Cincinnati. This is really a battle of old men. All right, here's the kickoff. 20-10 game. Steelers get the ball here, and they get a good return up to the 40-yard line by Gainwell. So they're going to get good field position to start off this drive. Steelers down by 10, so you're coming out of halftime. You need Aaron Rodgers and the offense to get themselves going. First down and 10 here for the Steelers coming up. A-Rod the offense getting on the field now. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 2 touchdowns on back-to-back. That's not 2 touchdowns. 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives. First one was a terrible throw by him. Second one, DK Metcalf had the ball stripped away from him. That's more on DK than A-Rod. 20-10 game here. First and 10 for the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers under center. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a toss here to Warren. And Warren has been running the ball well. Defense makes a decent stop here. Pick up a 4-yard second down coming up here for the Steelers. Steelers down by 10. They've got to work. Plenty of time left. There's just, 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. We just got started for the second half. It's a long game here. Second down 5, a toss here to Warren. Warren just he's dodging defenders, man. Warren is such a freaking he's such a tough guy, man. He is such a freaking warrior. Just a tough dude to get down. He just breaks out of tackles. He sidesteps dudes. He's throwing dudes to the side and just getting past them. First and 10 here. Seattle cannot stop the Blue Jays from hitting. These hitters are getting their rhythm right now. This is going to be dangerous for Seattle moving forward in this series. A-Rod tosses it. Here comes Warren. Warren breaks through. Warren inside the 30. Inside the 25. If he would have been able to keep his feet, he might have gone all the way. First down, Steelers. We're at the top of the 6th here. Toronto's up 5-1. Are you going to be streaming the Commanders game Sunday? Yes, I will. Wait, actually, no, I won't. I can't actually. I won't. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here. I'll have to see. I completely forgot. I cannot guarantee I'm going to be here Sunday. I have to be somewhere on Sunday. I don't actually know if it's going to be the morning or not. So I might be here. I might not. I'm not fully sure. I don't have a full schedule aspect for that. I would love to be here to stream the Commanders game, but I myself am not sure if I'm going to be here to do that. Because I'm not fully sure if I'm going to be here Sunday. It just depends. Second down and 8. Let's see. The Commanders are taking on who this week? Second down and 8. A-Rod takes a snap, looking towards his right. He's going to float it. And they're just not on the same page. Incomplete. Third down coming up here for the Steelers. Wait, they're playing the Cowboys? They're playing the Cowboys at 4:25. I think I'll be here for that. I don't know. If I might be here. Let me look at some of these Sunday games. Rams, Jaguars at 9 a.m. That might actually be pretty interesting. I might wake up and watch that. Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to be here. Oh, my God. My schedule for Sunday is unpredictable, to be determined, because I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be here. And when I do leave out, I don't know when I'm going to get back. So I'm not fully sure. I hope I can stream the Commanders-Cowboys game, but if I'm not able to, unfortunately, it's because I'm not here. 3rd and 8. Pressure's coming quickly. A-Rod gets it out, and it's a first down picked up here by the Steelers. So I cannot confirm whether or not I'm going to be here on Sunday. However, this is a 4:25 game. I think I might be able to get here for this. So I'm hopeful I will be. But Rams, Jaguars, Eagles, Vikings, interesting. Colts, Chargers is interesting. Giants, Broncos, we'll see what happens here. Packers, Cardinals, Commanders, Cowboys will be interesting. Falcons, 49ers could be something. Lions, Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. That's a must-watch game. Texans, Seahawks could also be something interesting. Honestly, we got a good set of games here. We'll see what happens. We got a good set of games here. So I cannot fully confirm whether or not I'll be streaming the Commanders game on Sunday. Penalties, illegal shift by the offense, and offsides by the defense. These are offsetting penalties. They'll replay the down. First down and 10 here. They're just going to replay the down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line here. Down by 10. Rodgers takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to check it down. Oh, that's a great tackle, right? Oh, he's still up, but he's going to be tackled down. That's a huge loss. That's a great play. He got it to Washington, but they just could not do much there. The Bengals defense read it perfectly and reacted. That's a loss of 5 at the very least, maybe even more. The Bengals defense was not fooled there. Second down and 18, an 8-yard loss. A-Rod, quick throw, incomplete. The Bengals defense reads it and knocks it out of the receiver's hands. Third and 18. They're going to have to settle for 3 here at this point. That's 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 6th, I believe. Seattle's got to figure something out, man. They lose this game tonight to 2-2 series and anything can happen. There is a Cincinnati Bengals player that is down. Did he just dap it? What the? What just, you know what? I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. Yeah, have fun with that, A-Rod. Third and 18 at this point. Bengals defense looking to hold them here, force them to kick a field goal. 3:59 left to go in the third quarter. Third down and 18. A-Rod in the shotgun here. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look to fire towards the end zone. Oh, he's got a man. Touchdown! He got it to Freiermuth for the touchdown. They played so soft on the coverage. Freiermuth beat his man. Touchdown. What type of defense was that? 9 plays, 61 yards, and a touchdown in 4 minutes. What type of defensive play was that? What are you doing? What is the safety doing at the top? What is the safety doing? What is the safety doing? That's bad defense by the Bengals. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A-Rod sees it instantly and touchdown. What is the safety doing? Is that Geno Stone? What are you doing? Touchdown, Steelers. How do you leave him that open? Again, I think it's the linebacker that's on him, but he's supposed to be getting safety help, and the safety buck, he bit on the receipt. DK Metcalf is out. I think it was. I don't know if the safety's supposed to be if it's a situation where the safety has to read and react because DK Metcalf's on the outside 1-on-1, and it looks like DK may cut to the inside, so the safety looks like he's trying to go there to try to stop DK, but he bites on it. Freiermuth is coming free release because the linebacker's on him. The linebacker's not supposed to follow him through. He's expecting safety help, but the safety already bit on the outside here. So now the inside is open. Freiermuth's there. A-Rod's not missing that perfect throw touchdown. That's just you can't give that up on a 3rd and 18. You can't give that up on a 3rd and 18. That's just wow. And Julio Rodriguez strikes out. That's 2 outs here for the Mariners, bottom of the sixth. Blue Jays still lead 5-1 in this game 4 matchup, which could lead to a tie series here. All right, Bengals get the ball here. It's a 3-point game with 3:49 left to go in the third. Oh, God. Don't show me that. Life was so good in week 1 when Lamar was out there. Now it's week 5 and you got Cooper Rush and Tyler Huntley as our quarterbacks. Life comes at you fast. Life comes at you very fast. The only person that remains on this list is Aaron Rodgers, man. Too easy taking the Steelers to win at the half. You know Bengals would not keep it up. Looks like the Steelers should cruise to win. I don't think the Steelers are going to cruise to the win, but I still expect the Steelers to win the game. I said they were going to win at the beginning of this stream. I don't think anything's going to majorly change there. I still believe the Steelers are going to win the game. I just think the Bengals are going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to win it. They'll be competitive, but I don't think it's going to be a cruise, easy cruise to win this game. They were down by 10 for a reason. But I still think the Steelers are going to win this game. There's nothing that screams Cincinnati's pulling off the upset. Look at Joe Burrow, man. He's having to wear that freaking cast on his foot, just walking around with that boot. And Buddy's not coming back anytime soon. Meanwhile, us in Baltimore just praying Lamar comes back off the bye week. 2nd down and 12. Flacco takes snap. Flacco fires across the middle. It is caught by T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going to get some of the yardage back. 3rd down coming up here for the Bengals. Foul ball right there. 3rd down and 4. Flacco in the shotgun. He takes a snap. You should look for a check down here, Joe. Joe's going deep. Joe has a man. It is caught. He got it to Yosevas. Joe Flacco goes deep and he finds a man. Yosevas for the 1st down. Bengals get into Steelers territory. Joe Flacco is having an elite night tonight. He's just cooking the Steelers defense. Yeah, they ran cover 2 here, and Flacco saw it and just put it out there. Look at the elite Joe Flacco balling out today. He's going to throw for over 300 yards, maybe have a couple of 3 or 4 touchdown passes. Flacco stepping up, fires across the middle. It's caught by T. Higgins. Imagine if the Ravens had Flacco right now with our offensive line. No. Dude, you realize Lamar Jesus. You realize Flacco's throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. He's not having these weapons. Go look at this. Most of the 2 touchdown passes and most of Flacco's passing yards are strictly Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We do not have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in Baltimore. The offensive line stinks. Flacco would not be balling out with this team. Please, please. If we had Flacco back in Baltimore, it wouldn't be much of a difference. Look at this. Flacco could just take the snap and throw a quick slant to Jamar Chase. We can't do that. We can't do that in our offense. Not with our offensive line. No. Flacco would not be doing this he would not be doing this if he was with Baltimore right now. We're not even going to pretend. We're not going to pretend. If Flacco was back in Baltimore, I would have to relive my teenage years of being frustrated watching Flacco do what Flacco's always done in Baltimore. I appreciate Flacco. I'm always going to have love for him. I'm never going to really mouth him, but I know Flacco's tendencies. So I'm not going to pretend that Joe Flacco being here as our quarterback while Lamar is down is going to magically change anything. No, it's not. It's not. You know. Flacco needs to come back. We need him back immediately. Flacco's not changing a damn thing if he came back to Baltimore. The state of this team is not good right now, and Flacco's not going to fix that. If Lamar can't survive, if Lamar is doing everything in his power to survive behind this line, how is Flacco going to survive behind this line? We're watching Cooper Rush right now. He cannot survive behind this line. Flacco would not be helping us do anything. In fact, I feel bad for Flacco if he was on this team right now because everyone's like, Flacco's trash. No, he's not in a good situation. He's not. So I'm glad he's still doing his thing. He's in Cincinnati throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's going to make any quarterback look good when the quarterback actually can be competent and, I don't know, feed them the ball. Jake Browning couldn't do that, so that's why he got himself benched. And that is going to be the final play of the third quarter. It is 3rd down and goal here for the Bengals. We are 3 quarters down, 1 quarter left to go. Cincinnati up 20-17, looking to regain that 10-point lead. 3rd down and goal coming up here after this break. Meanwhile, in Seattle, the Mariners are trying everything in their power to stay alive in this game. Toronto is up 5-1, and if they can close this game out, they will tie the series up to a piece, which as a Dodgers fan works for me because if we're able to win tomorrow, we're going to have some rest before the World Series. We win tomorrow, we get some rest before the World Series, and you know, Seattle and Toronto can go at it to ultimately figure out who's going to get there. That gives us extra days to give our pitchers some more rest. Our hitters aren't really hitting like that, though. They were hitting in game 2. I did like to see. I like what I saw in game 2, but they haven't been hitting tremendously well so far in this post. Like, honestly, past the Red Series, our hitters have been struggling to hit consistently. Our main guys. Freddie's had his moments. Mookie's had his moments. Shohei's had, like, 2 moments past the wild card round. But, you know, our middle guys, Teoscar's had a lot of moments. Tommy Edmonds had some moments. Will Smith's had some moments. Andy Pages has 2 moments as well. Kike Hernandez. Yeah, we've had guys that have had their moments. But as a unit collectively, we've struggled to hit the ball. And I know we're going up against some tough pitchers. But overall, we have not been doing a great job at consistently hitting the ball past the wild card round. We cooked the Reds easily. But against Philly, I know Philly has an elite bullpen. They have elite pitchers. Again, Luzardo and Sanchez were both elite in that series. And again, with the Brewers, Freddie Peralta kind of got cooked. He was supposed to be great for them. We played Jacob today. He was also great. Again, we're not hitting enough, and you're dealing with some good pitchers, but we're not hitting as consistently enough as we need to. Our starters have literally been carrying us. Our starting pitchers have been carrying us in the game. The pitching group has been carrying us here. So we got to hope that continues to happen. Two outs, but they're going to get a walk here. That's ball 4. You're going to get a walk out of that. So you got 2 on base now. I mean, you still got 2 outs, but you got 2 on base. Can you do something with this and put some runs on the board? It's the bottom of the 6th here. Here comes Eugenio Suarez. Suarez hits a homer here. He can make it a 5-4 game. The Mariners desperately need something here. That's going to be a strike right there. Meanwhile, 3rd down and goal here for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're at the 5-yard line. Flacco in the shotgun here. Can they get in the end zone to extend their lead? Flacco takes a snap. Pressure's coming. Flacco fires across the middle. Caught! Touchdown! He gets it to Noah Fant. Noah Fant with the touchdown. And once again, the Bengals re-extend their lead. And that's gonna... Actually, I think Mariners got it. Did he get that? Let me see. So they're going to score, but they're going to be out. Dang, that's the worst possible scenario. They scored, so they got to run 5-2 here, but they did get out. And Flacco, 3 touchdown passes on the night. Flacco is dealing today. Ugh. No one wants to hear the Bengals chant their weak who they. Nobody cares. Please stop. Ugh. Ah, okay. This whole line not gonna do anything for me. Okay. Um, Flacco ties Tom Brady for the most regular season touchdown passes versus the Steelers. Flacco has 30 touchdown passes versus Steelers, which ties Tom Brady. Hey, Flacco's got a record that ties Tom Brady. I can vibe with that, man. I can vibe with that. Flacco has played against Pittsburgh a lot. I mean, he doesn't. Unfortunately, we don't have a winning record against the Steelers during that time. But Flacco is cooking the Steelers defense tonight. I'm very interested in seeing how this is going to work out for the Bengals long term because I mean they played the Packers last week and Flacco and that team did not look great, but here he is against the Steelers and I mean it's the Steelers. But, I mean who knows? Maybe Flacco knows the Steelers, so he knows how to play against them. As Warren breaks through, Warren keeps his feet. Warren takes it in to Bengals territory, and we might have an offensive explosive game here. Oh, that's BS. Did not see the safety there. I probably could have taken a better aspect there. It's crazy. First down and 10. You're in a great situation right now. I don't think it's square circle, but let's see what's going to happen here. I think he beats him. I think he beats him. Fryermuth. He's just taking defenders with him. So now you're just watching both defenses aren't necessarily doing a great job right now at making stops. Who the heck is that? Why am I playing normally? I kind of wanted to. Oh my goodness. Quick throw here, and the defense, they make a stop. Second down here for the Steelers. Steelers down by 10 once again. Second and 9 here. We literally have a battle of the old men, and it's actually turning into a classic. A-Rod checks it down here to DK Metcalf. Metcalf is going to get tackled short of the line. Third down coming up here. Third down and 4 here for the Steelers. And Toronto gets another one. First down here for the Steelers. First and goal. Vlad Guerrero Jr. gets a solo home run here. I think that's the 6th home run he's had this postseason. And they're just adding on to this lead as things are getting worse and worse for Seattle. First down and goal here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 11:54 left to go. Rodgers takes the snap, hands the ball off to Warren. Warren tries to break through. He's fighting, and he's going to be stopped around the 3-yard line. Oh, okay. Second down and goal here. Rodgers fakes the handoff. Fires. Caught. Touchdown. It gets to Washington for the touchdown. Darnell Washington makes it a 3-point game with 11 minutes left to go. And right now, neither defense is doing anything. Both offenses are showing up heavily now. Let's go, Flacco. Flacco and Aaron Rodgers are putting on a classic. A battle of the unks, like they said. And both unks are showing up today. That was a stupid play by me, but whatever. We got a classic game going on here between the unks. Defense was here the first half of the game, but now offense is just taking over, and it's just like, oh, okay, so I guess we're doing that. This could turn into a high-scoring game. We actually have a good game on Thursday Night Football. I'm glad that happened. I decided to stream today, and we actually got a good game. Thank God it turned into a good game. Flacco is turned the clock to, well, Flacco's the elite Joe Flacco today, and Aaron Rodgers is playing like it's 2014 or some crap like that. And Flacco gets it here, and let's see what happens. There's 11 minutes left to go in this crazy game. 11 minutes left to go in this crazy game. Let's see what happens. First and 10. Here comes Flacco in the Bengals offense. Chase Brown bounces off of a tackle and picks up a first down. No defense is being played right now. No defense is being played right now. First and 10 here for the Bengals. Flacco under center. Let's see what happens here. Flacco play fake. Flacco's got a little time. He's going to check it to a wide open receiver. And this man's going to take it all the way to Bengals territory. It's Noah Fant. Fant takes it into, not Bengals territory, into Steelers territory. No defense is being played in the second half. Both teams decided, let's leave our defenses in the locker room. Flacco is cooking this defense right now. And this is hilarious to see. It's Battle of the Dads. Flacco. Deep drop back here. Flacco. He was going to let it fly, but the ball got hit. And they're going to let it run and see, they're going to let it run to see, the usual, is it what's it called, fumble or not? That's the elite Super Bowl champion, Joe Flacco, if I do say so myself. Jamar Chase gets the catch right there. Third down. Good times. Good times. No, that's asking to be picked. 13 completions to Jamar Chase. That's tied for the most completions to a wide receiver in a game of his career. The only other person he did that with was Steve Smith Sr. in 2015, which he's about to break that because he's going to Jamar Chase right there. And there it is. And Jamar Chase breaking out of tackles. Jamar Chase going to end up with 25 targets. Flacco, first and 10 here. He's going to hand the ball off. And again, they're getting some good push here. Oh, okay. I didn't see him. Nicholas, that's just a random stat on random. The first head coach to be fired on Columbus Day. Nobody's keeping track of that stat. That's just one of those stats for the sake of making a stat up. Flag on the play. Holding on the offense. Do you know that head coach was the king of bums to be fired that way? I guess. Second and 13, Flacco. Fires across the middle. He was looking for Chase. They could not connect. Incomplete. Third down coming up here for the Bengals. But the way this game is going, it feels like you got to keep scoring touchdowns. Third down and 13 here. Let's see what Flacco does. Flacco floats it. No flag on the play. Good defense, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal with 7:03 left to go in the game. That looked to be good defense. So I'm not exactly sure how to grade that overall aspect. And the field goal is good. But now you got to look at the situation and say, hey, there's 7 minutes left, and A-Rod has a chance to go score a touchdown to take the lead. Yeah, this is a bad situation right now for the Mariners. They're gonna welcome to the top of the eighth. And it looks like this is gonna be a game that's gonna go to the Blue Jays. They're gonna tie this series up, and now all of a sudden everything switches on the Mariners. So all four teams, all four teams, all four games was won by the road team here potentially. Let's see how this game is ultimately gonna end. They still technically have a chance, but who knows? Why did Cleveland have to help out a divisional rival? Because they don't. I mean, screw the Steelers. They don't care. Cleveland's season's over. They don't give a damn. It's not like they're competing for a title at this point. They know they're not gonna win anything. They got their rookies to try to develop, so they get to screw the Steelers over. Fine. Not to mention, I don't know if this is how you're gonna get. I don't know if this is what you're gonna get from Flacco and everybody. You guys do remember he played against the Packers and we saw how that went, right? Like this is a great performance by Flacco in the Bengals tonight, but are you sure this is what you're gonna get from Flacco every single week? Like realistically here, he's playing a great game today, but are you sure this is what you're getting from Flacco every single week? I'd be inclined to say no. Why did you run out of bounds? Why did you run out of bounds? All right, give up the tie. Why did you run out of bounds? I don't understand why you would run out of bounds there. I heard the new Tron movie was mid. Uh, it was alright. I watched it. It was alright. I don't think it was anything too special. It was alright. They're gonna toss it here on first down to Warren, and Warren's been cooking them all damn day. Of course, when I try to get it to him. And if Flacco has a history of picking our defense apart, that is true. That is true. Flacco knows how to play the Steelers. He spent his entire career playing the Steelers, and it's not like this Steelers. Listen, dude, this dude was playing against. He was out here playing against freaking Troy Polamalu and Harrison and Ryan Clark and all those dudes in the defense, bro. He was going up against demons. This era is not going to make him shift. This era of Steelers defense is not even a comparison. The only person that you could say could play on that defense of old is TJ Watt. No one else on this defense brings real fear. So Flacco went up against goons. He went up against goons, not these youngins. He's an old man that went up against goons. After you deal with Troy Polamalu, nothing from the Steelers defense could really scare you if we're going to be real. The hell? Why am I... 3rd and 4, Rodgers over the middle. Incomplete! 4th down and 4 here, and of course the Steelers have to go for this. They're going to punt with 5.5 left. They're going to trust their defense. They're going to punt this. Wow. For the game! What? Toronto's just routing these dudes 8-2. This, if you're a Mariners fan, you have to be very concerned by what you're seeing here. Because how are you supposed to look at this series right now and be like, oh, yeah, we're gonna be just fine. You had a 2-0 lead, and now it's gonna be 2-2. Game 5 is still gonna be in Seattle, so the opportunity for you to still get it is there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to. Yeah, I was just gonna keep that off. I'll take that. They're gonna punt this ball. I'm surprised they punted. They're trusting their defense to make a stop. This is an interesting decision here. I'd go for it. You got A-Rod. It's 4th and 4. I'd go for it. Between Kevin Stefanski or Mike McDaniel, who's getting fired next if they lose on Sunday? Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniels has a higher chance of getting fired if they lose on Sunday as opposed to Kevin Stefanski. Miami was supposed to be a contending team. At no point did you really look at Cleveland and think contender. Other than the time Baker was still there, even when they were doing their thing in 2023, you never really looked at them as a contender. Flacco going deep to Chase. Chase tried to one-hand it. He couldn't get it. 2nd and 10. Steelers defense needs to make a stop here to get the ball back to Aaron Rodgers. Flacco tries to test it. Flacco came in the game and said, I'm going to throw the ball to Jamar Chase every single time. And I'm going to live with that result. And Jamar Chase nearly made an amazing one-handed catch. That would have been epic. 2nd and 10. 5:11 left to go in the game. 5:11 left. Oh, Flacco kept it. The old man kept it and picked up the first down. Flacco kept it and took off. What in God's name, bro? Is this 2008? What the hell was that? Did Flacco just do a design read? He faked the handoff and took off. No one could have predicted that. Tomlin, I'm not even mad. Is this 2008? When's the last time I've seen Flacco take a handoff like that? He faked the handoff and took off. When is the last time Flacco's done this? My God, we're really taking it back to the 2000s at this point. Flacco fires it downfield. He overthrew it right into the hands of a defender who intercepts it out of bounds. Doesn't matter. 2nd down and 10. That was an insane play call. What type? Bro, doing that with the old man Flacco to pick up the first down is crazy. 4:21 left. Old man on the sideline. Old man on the field. A battle of old men here. This is crazy. Flacco's going to take the snap. Flacco. Pressure's coming. Flacco's going to get sacked. Cam Hayward gets to him right there. 3rd down coming up here. There's 4 minutes left. Do I play online? No, I do not. Also, I do not have Madden 26. I have made it a very, very... I've been very consistent with this. I don't buy Madden or 2K. It continues to be the same game with minor changes, so I don't actually put my money into it. Instead, if I'm gonna get a Madden game, it's via gift. Someone would gift it to me, but I'm not going to pay for it. They're gonna hand it off on 3rd and 18, and the Steelers defense, they're gonna get a stop here. Tomlin trusted his defense to get a stop, and that's exactly what they're going to get, a stop. So with about 3 minutes left to go, Aaron Rodgers is gonna have a chance to go win this game here in Cincinnati to take this team to 5-1. Do I trust the Bengals defense to make a stop? No. I think it's going to essentially be one of those type of situations where Aaron Rodgers is about to get a game winner to take the Steelers to 5-1. Well, here we go. 2:46 left. Steelers have all 3 timeouts. Aaron Rodgers has a chance to go get this game-winning drive to take the Steelers to 5-1. Here we go. Rodgers, first down. Pressure's coming. Rodgers steps up. He fires. Incomplete. Nearly picked off and then nearly caught by Washington. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 2:39 left to go in this game. Meanwhile, top of the 8th here, it looks like Toronto's going to hold on to win this game. And the Mariners are going to have a lot of questions that they're going to have to answer within the next 24 hours. You go from 2-0 to 2-2. Rogers to Wilson for the first down, but a flag on the play. They're going to go holding on the offense. Oh, holding on the offense. 2nd and 20. They called it on Jones. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's holding on Murphy. He's holding on Murphy and then drops him to the ground. You can't hold the dude, drop him to the floor, and then put your hands up like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. The ref is looking at you. Do this. Come on, man. You're not getting away with that. 2nd down and 20 here. Rogers takes a snap. Rogers, pressure's coming. Rogers fires downfield. It's caught. He's open. Freiermuth to the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. On 2nd and 20, Pat Freiermuth takes it to the house. What the hell just happened? Game of the year. Game of the year. Game of the year with arguably the two oldest quarterbacks in the year just produced the game of the year. 31-30, 2:21 left to go. Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers they have produced the game of the year. Both quarterbacks have 4 touchdown passes today. Let me pull up the numbers here real quick to show you what Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers in 2025. What is going on? What do I say here? Joe Flacco versus Aaron Rodgers in 2025. Well, actually, they both have one has 40, the other 3. Aaron Rodgers, 22 of 32, 244 passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a passer rating of 104. Joe Flacco, 28 of 48, 28 of 44, 281, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a passer rating of 104. Pat Freiermuth has 106 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. He's leading all receivers there. After that 68-yard touchdown reception. Jamar Chase has 128 yards receiving and a touchdown. T. Higgins 5 for 68 in a touchdown, and then Noah Fant 4 for 44 in a touchdown. This is insanity. The Bengals have rushed for 151 yards. The Steelers have rushed for 147. I mean, this is as dead even as you can get. It's insanity. And now Flacco, with 2:21 left to go in this game, has a chance to go win this. So now it comes down to Joe Flacco on Thursday Night Football to go lead a game-winning drive. They've got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. The Steelers defense has to make 4 stops or force a turnover to put this game on ice. But Joe Flacco has a chance to win this. Joe Flacco, 29 career game-winning drives in 4th quarter / all-time. That is the 5th most among active players because Aaron Rodgers has more. And pretty sure Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson also playing those aspects. I'm really interested in seeing who are the 4 above him. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Matthew Stafford all have more than him. This is really happening. On Thursday Night Football, this is actually happening. I am lost for words. Flacco to Chase, first down. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. That is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. This is a fun football game. These two, they got with each other maybe the last time they meet. Well, I mean, if Flacco's still going to be in Cincinnati, don't meet again. All right, here we go. Flacco with a chance to lead a game-winning drive. 2 minutes left to go. Flacco, 1st and 10. He takes a snap. Flacco looks, checks it down. Jamar Chase, look at all the space for Chase as he picks up a 1st down. He's just moving with ease. And they only need to get into field goal range, which, again, I don't know why the Steelers are playing so off. They're giving Jamar Chase all that space. You do realize they just need a field goal, right? What are they doing? What is the defense doing here? They're already in Steelers territory. This Steelers defense, man, I'm not gonna lie. Both defenses are looking very poor. Hey, Baltimore, you watching this? The Steelers defense sucks, but are you watching Pittsburgh's defense? This defense ain't as ferocious as you think it is. Aaron Rodgers is looking at this in disgust. And now if you're Pittsburgh, you got to call timeouts. Pittsburgh now has to use their timeouts because the defense allowed these guys to get into field goal range so easily. What the hell are you doing? That is crazy. That is actively crazy. They allowed him to get into field goal range with such ease. Steelers led by 10 points with 10:26 left in the second quarter, and the Bengals led by 10 points with 14:57 left in the fourth quarter. Both teams have led by 10 points, and yet here we are. If you're the Steelers, you gotta call a timeout. You gotta use all three of your timeouts here. Flacco's actually gonna throw this. Oh, he got it to Chase, and Chase is gonna slide. Jamar Chase at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. And the Steelers are gonna have to use their 2 timeouts. Flacco took a chance here, threw a perfect throw to T. Higgins. Higgins just makes the adjustment, makes the catch, and then slides down. So now they're at the 5-yard line. They just need to run the ball 3 times, kick the field goal, and that's all she wrote. Oh my God. First and goal. The Steelers have 1 timeout. The Bengals can run. They can run 80 seconds off this clock with a timeout. They can make a stop. But second and goal and third and goal, dude, you don't even need to run the ball. Flacco could just take 2 knees here. All Flacco has to do is take 2 knees. Do not run the ball. Flacco has to take 2 knees to get them set. Actually, he could just take 3 knees. Just take a couple knees, Flacco. Just take a couple knees. That's 1. Timeout, Pittsburgh. Flacco just needs to take a couple knees. He just needs to take a couple knees and they can kick a game-winning field goal. Flacco just has to take 2 knees to set them up. Second and goal. Take a knee. That's knee number 2. And they can run this down and then take another knee and run this down. And there's going to be virtually no time left for the Steelers. Timeout, Cincinnati. 53 seconds left. They're gonna use their second timeout. Flacco can take another knee, take another 40 seconds off. They can call their third timeout, and they can kick a field goal with about 10 seconds left to go in the game. This is crazy. Joe Flacco. What an amazing performance by Joe. Flacco takes one more knee. And now they're gonna let this clock run down to us. They can run this down to about 10 seconds, kick the game-winning field goal, and then leave a few seconds for the Steelers to try to do something with the last play of the game. But here's the thing. It comes down to this. So if McPherson chokes here and misses this, or if he chokes and misses it, or the Steelers block it, that's game. Joe Flacco is the player of the week. He's not missing an easy kick. Nicholas, it's not about him missing. It's about whether or not the Steelers block it. And the Steelers have blocked multiple kicks. Not saying it's going to happen. Not saying it's going to happen, but it's not about. I mean, if he misses it, it'll be crazy. But the Steelers can block this. We've seen block field goals. Hell, Steelers have won games by blocking field goals. So if the Bengals are not careful here, this could get blocked, and that's the game. Here we go. 36-yard field goal to take the lead. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Bengals are going to take a 2-point lead with 7 seconds left to go. The Steelers were unable to block it. Shout out to Donovan with the $2 donation. I'm more mad watching other teams look competent. I mean, it is what it is, dude. It is what it is. Yeah, and Tomlin looking at that like, damn, we really lost this, huh? 7 seconds left. The Cincinnati Bengals are 7 seconds away from pulling off a major upset. This has got to be the year of the upsets because games that seriously, so many damn upsets have been happening. You take a knee here, no time off the clock, 7 seconds left. You got to go for a Hail Mary type situation here. I mean, you got the Hail Mary King. Can the old man still throw it? Can the old man still throw it like that? Seven seconds left. Ball at the 35-yard line. A-Rod, how old is that arm? Can he still get it down there? Here we go. 6 seconds left. And he got it to Fryermuth, and that's a 5-yard pickup. So here we go. 3 seconds left. That's 5 yards there. That moves you closer. Aaron Rodgers has a chance to try to launch this for a Hail Mary. I just read his lips. They're going for a Hail Mary. He said, hey, run as far as you can go down there. I'm throwing a. I read it. He said, he literally said, run as far as you can go. It comes down to this. 3 seconds left. Final play of the game. A-Rod. He's going to roll. He's buying time. A-Rod for the Hail Mary. Can he get it down there? Incomplete. The ball is knocked down, and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to pull off the upset. They're going to win the game. Cincinnati wins 33-31. A successful hate watch. I hate both these teams, but I'm so glad that at the end of the day, the Steelers take a fat L, and it's a divisional L, and now that you look at it, you look at the AFC North, Steelers are 4-2, Bengals are 3-4. We are 1-5, obviously, but guess what? We got 2 games against Pittsburgh. We got 2 games against Cincinnati. The possibility's up there. You're not that far away in the division to try to do something. Hoping for a miracle. But realistically, with the way they're doing, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers can still throw it. Aaron Rodgers can still launch that ball. This is the Hail Mary King. All he has to do is put it up there and someone has to go for it. DK Metcalf had a chance at it. He didn't locate the football in time. The defense was able to locate it. He did not locate it in time. If DK Metcalf can locate that ball, there's a chance for a touchdown there. And the Bengals get the win. All right, guys. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this Hate Watch. Steelers got the loss. I got some texting to do. I made up a few people in regards to this, and then we just gonna go from there. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting how this game went. That's all I gotta say. Very interesting how this game went. That's beautiful. With that being said, guys, Jason Higgins shows you Bateman trash. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. Coaching matters, yeah. But guys, I am gonna head on out of here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Wasn't gonna stay for long after the game ended. do have to make my short to kind of wrap this game up, and then there's a couple other things I got to take care of. So I'm going to head out of here. This has been a successful hate watch. Steelers take the L, and I love it. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys stopping by and tuning into the stream today. Obviously, we got more to talk about. We're in our bye week this week, so, that's cool. We don't have to play anybody this week. But next week will be very crucial. We'll see if we do get Lamar Jackson back. We'll have conversations in regards to that, and we'll go from there. But, guys, I appreciate you tuning in for this Thursday Night Football game. We actually got a great Thursday Night Football game. This was amazing to see. With that being said, that is all I've got. You guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Be sure to stay safe, and peace out. See you later.